day. In the middle of the day, I call your name. Oh, Yoko. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh, Yoko. My love will turn you on. Hello. Good morning. Hello, 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 hello. What to do? How's everybody doing today? Hopefully well. The Brotherhood of the Round Shades. Yes, yes. Formaggio al forno. Good thinking, mama. Dude, that's deep lore right there. Ain't nobody gonna know that. Ain't nobody gonna know what that's from. Formaggio al forno. Good thinking, mama. Nobody. Kenny Spenny. Yep, that's a Kenny versus Spenny episode there. Baldur's Gate 3 was meh. Yeah, that's why I sat on it. Because, I figured it was going to be like, I don't know, I played not Pillars of Eternity. What's the fucking one? Fuck. Not Tyranny. Fucking not Path of Exile. It's fucking like it's that top-down isometric type of game. It's all popular for a while. I think you can play it with 2 players. Was it Divinity? It's a newer game. It's like, you can be a lizard person in it. Divinity Original Sin. Yeah. That's the one. Lose the shirt? No, I'm not going to lose the shirt. It's cold out here. Thank you for the $9, though. It's not a strip club. Thanks for the 99 cents, Cloud Massacre. It's way too cold. I got a jacket and a shirt on. Yeah, I see a lot of people bitching that Cyberpunk is broken. I've run into some, I'm playing on PC. So I've run into some non-game breaking glitchy kind of stuff, stuff that I wouldn't even probably fucking complain about in a game, period. But I see everybody bitching about bugs and stuff in Cyberpunk. I've played a couple hours now, probably 3 hours total since it came out, and I've bumped into some graphical glitches, during cutscenes, people's mouths won't move sometimes. Some texture pop-in stuff. That's about it, honestly. The game runs pretty fucking smooth. Yeah, dude, a huge game like that having bugs is not a brand new thing. I mean, it should be. With the amount of time CD Projekt Red spent on this game, it should be relatively bug-free. So they deserve a little mark against them for that. But the fact that there are no game-breaking bugs, just minor immersion-breaking bugs, is it hasn't diminished my fun playing the game so far. Hello. But yeah, I agree. There's really no excuse for any bugs in a game that's been out that long, especially with a 60 gig day one patch. The reason bugs are such a big deal is because it gets buggier when you stream it. So people watching the stream see a buggy mess. But yeah, no, it's pretty fun. I'm having a good time with it. I found a gun that's like absurd. I won't spoil anything, but I was doing like a mission, and I've decided that like I'm not gonna worry about like trying to, like if my sneaking fails, like in a lot of these games, I want to be like all sneaky all the time. So I'm trying to be a little bit sneaky now, but if my sneaking fails, I just kill everybody. And so that happened. I was doing a mission, and I had to go, you know, the basics where I had to go meet this guy to try and get this robot thing. And there was a thing, he was talking all this shit, I'm cajoling back and forth with him. There was a thing that was just like, fuck this, pull your gun. And so I did. And I killed everybody in that fucking room. And I looted that guy, and he had this gun on him that was just an absurdity. Like a total absurdity compared to everything else that I had. And I just started just like absolutely destroying the room. Can I ask you something, Paul? I want to warn you that it could possibly bring down the mood of the stream. And I'm mainly asking you because you and I were on the same boat on something. No, that's cool, dude. You can ask away, my friend. The mood of the stream travels where it will. How's the hacking? Very Watch Dogs-esque. The hacking is very much Watch Dogs hacking. Like you hack little things, you can hack certain people, you do it on the fly, or you can like sneak into a room and set up like distractions and stuff. It's, you know, it's not as over the top as Watch Dogs. Like you can't like make things explode like to the point where it'll kill the whole room or whatever, like it will in Watch Dogs sometimes. But it's like hacking is like a way to like tip the odds in your favor, basically. Yeah. I haven't really been investing in the net running stuff, so I'm sure that like if you get really, really good at the net running hacking stuff. Okay, so you and I both suffer from infertility issues. Mindy and I just found out this week that she's pregnant. Oops, goddammit. That she's pregnant. Now we both said we only wanted 2 kids, but still. Well, I mean, you know what I mean? I don't know, dude. That's tough. It's like on one hand, you know, you're already parents. And, you know, clearly good parents. You're raising your kids right. And so having another kid, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But on the other hand, you guys have got your lives planned out for this many, that many fucking kids and this much money, and this changes the whole thing. I don't know, dude. It's a tough one. I don't want to keep the baby, but I'm not going to leave her if she has the baby. But the chances of having this baby were like less than 1%. Yeah, I mean, shit happens, dude. It's one of those things. You got to be like, I've never been in that position. Like, I'm, you know, infertile enough that as unsafe as I've been throughout my life in terms of sex, I've never really even had a viable pregnancy scare. Like, there have been times where I've been all freaked out because the person I was with is their period would be late or whatever the fuck, but it always, you know what I mean? It always works out. The period always comes. I look like Cousin It wearing sunglasses and a hat. Cool. Neat. What do you think is the most important event in human history? The agricultural revolution. I think that it's not that, like, choosing anything else is not even defensible. One kid on average in the U.S. costs $244,000 to get them to 18 years old. That's assuming they don't get leukemia or something, and that's not including college. Yeah. And the idea of having a kid during COVID sounds horrible. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely not the ideal time. You know, when I was getting married the other day, that thought was running through my head, just how strange this has to be because of, you know, COVID. When I first asked her, we were planning on doing some really small ceremonies, or just like a very small ceremony somewhere, that we filmed and sent to our family. But even doing that, we started doing the numbers, crunching the numbers on it. And with COVID as fucking huge and outbreaky as it is right now, it's like, how do you even plan something like that? Like, even if it's only like 10 people at the wedding or whatever, or 5 people, even if we could get it down so low, that's still 5 people that we're bringing together that one of them could have COVID, you know? So pretty fucked up. Financially, we are really well off. We both got raises, promotions this year. Well, then, I mean, you're in a better spot. Do you have to have witnesses? No, we didn't. We got married by county clerk, and because of COVID and stuff, and because we got the quote unquote confidential marriage license, we didn't have to have a witness other than the person who married us. What's the point in marrying someone? Isn't it better to just live together? Well, I've talked about this from a pragmatic point. There's a lot of benefits to being married. For example, if something happens to her and she goes to the hospital, I can make medical decisions for her. I can get access to her hospital room. There's no shenanigans there. I'm her husband. Same goes the other way, obviously. If I end up in the hospital, she can be by my bedside. She can make decisions for me if I'm not conscious. All of those things are unlocked when you get married. You know, also just like the tax benefits of being married are well documented and numerous as well. I have right now, this is a stainless steel sizer ring that was sent to me by the dude that is making my ring to make sure that it's the right size and to get my finger used to it. This is a 10 millimeter ring, so it's a pretty fat ring. And so I'm wearing this, and it'll be, I don't know when it'll be. Probably mid-January when I get my ring. I was just watching your last stream, and you were literally saying the same thing about the benefits of being married. Yeah, I know. Well, people are asking questions. Did you get a black ring? No. The ring I got, it looks exactly like this. So if you guys can see it, you can see that there's this kind of matte middle part and then a shinier side part, right? You see that on the ring. So this ring is exactly how my ring is going to be, but it's gold. So gold on white gold. So it's going to be a gold band here in the middle that has what's called a Trinity knot on it. It's a Celtic design all the way around. And then the sides where it's shiny, that'll be white gold. So it'll be gold on white gold. It's a cool ring. When I get married, I want the Lord of the Rings ring. Oh yeah, one ring. Well, see, that's the thing about the one ring though. The one ring looks normal until you cast it by the fire. So the one ring just looks like a gold band. Did you do the standard diamond ring proposal? No, I did not. When you smoke, you smoke. Yes. I would definitely not get the vaccine if she has a baby. I wouldn't, because the impact is unknown. Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's crazy. It's a crazy time. I wouldn't know the first thing about having a fucking kid. So I wish I had more input. You said in a previous stream you were allergic to cobalt, which means blue ink in your tattoos. So here's the thing. I've got a little bit of blue ink in the one tat that I have, and it didn't tear me up. horribly. The ring is the only thing that I've had that kind of allergic reaction to. And the one thing that popped on my fucking test that would have caused it was cobalt. So I don't know. I've got I've got a tattoo with a little bit of blue ink in it, but that might have been before I was so hyper allergic. You know what I mean? How are the cases in your new town compared to Louisiana? Dude, take a look at a COVID map. Every state is experiencing uncontrolled spread right now. So, you know, it's the same here as it is anywhere. We're getting like the PSAs that, you know, ICU rooms are at 8% or 10% or 20% or whatever it is. It's just fucking ridiculous. Guess I don't need those anymore. The sun's no longer in me eyes, at least temporarily. I know a girl who lost her grandma's ring from during World War II while swimming in the lake. I'm not gonna be stupid. I'm not taking the ring in the ocean. I'm not taking the ring, you know. I'll have a safe place I can put the ring if I need to. Have a fiver. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. So, Paul, you basically said the exact same thing we've been thinking since Tuesday. This is what sucks, because even me, who is pro-choice and doesn't want 3 kids, having issues with this. I think everybody has issues with it, dude. Paul, look at the coal bucket. That's me sitting there waving my handkerchief. Hey. I got 5 on it. That's true. Lunas. Dude, Lunas. That was a banger back in the day, man. I got 5 on it when that song came out. Every party, dude. And it's one of those songs, you know it's happening immediately because the beat just starts and then the party goes, yeah. I remember that being the party anthem in the 90s, dude. Messing with that indoor weed. I got 5 on it. Dude, that beat is so surgical. Boom. I love the fucking, just like the clean, like horror movie synths on it. Ah, God, that song gets me fired up. Gets me fired up. Boom. I bet it does still get that reaction. I haven't been to a big house party in a hot minute, but I bet if I was like DJ at one and I threw on the Lunas, it would still woo the whole dance floor. Oh man. You want to hear me shout, "Where's my wife?" and my Fidel Castro impersonation? Well, maybe one day I will. I'm not really taking requests here today, buddy. Oh, it's oh, gotta blow the nose. Here, I'm gonna do this just in case there's boogers. Clean myself up good. Oh, Jesus. Man, allergies suck. Okay, there we go. We're good. I miss anything important? I think we're boogie free. Let me look. We're boogie free. We're good. It's actually another thing we consider, since she's considered high risk. We both know that miscarriage would be much worse mentally than terminating the pregnancy early. Yeah. The best part about being married is when You get lost at the grocery store and you can cry to a worker and they'll call your wife to come get you. Yeah, you can be like, can you page my wife, please? Could you page my wife? I used to have my friends check my nose cavity in middle school lunch so I wouldn't embarrass myself in front of my crush. Yeah, you gotta have like, that's a sign of a true friendship right there. Is if you got somebody who'll do a bug check for you and not make fun of you. I don't really have anything to say. Just felt like throwing you $5. Congrats on your marriage. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it, dude. Yeah, you gotta have somebody that's willing to check that fucking schnoz for you. Beatles' early work is actually better than their later work. Whatever you say. I think Revolver is their best album, and I think that's a later album, so I may be wrong about that, though. So basically, it's 6 weeks. They force you to listen to the heartbeat. That's real nice of them. What's up, Paul? You like Aphex Twin? Yeah, I do, dude. My favorite Aphex Twin song is Bucephalus Bouncing Ball. Da-da-da-da-da. It's like that sound that like a steel ball bearing makes when you drop it, and it's like he took that and made a whole song out of it, like ting 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 ting. I love Ministry. Yeah, my favorite Ministry song is from the Land of Rape and Honey, Stigmata. What's your favorite screen adaptation of a musical? I don't really like screen adaptations of musicals, to be honest with you. So that's a tough question. I'm kind of a purist when it comes to musicals, like because I've seen these adaptations and I've seen them in the theater and I know how much better they feel. You know what I mean? No, it's definitely not Sweeney Todd. I would guess probably the 1980s Little Shop of Horrors is probably my favorite adaptation of a musical on the screen. So we know that the story of our culture tells is responsible for the degradation of the planet. Are we capable of telling a different story as a people? Well, first we've got to spread the awareness that the story is being told, that the mythology is being spun. I mean, people can't wake up from a delusion or wake up from a bad way of thinking without being presented that way of thinking in the light that it deserves. And so that's, I think, what Ishmael is about, trying to start that conversation with people. And that's what we're doing. Those of us that read Ishmael, me sitting here talking about anarcho-primitivism and anti-civilization, you listening, you talking about it. I mean, that's the best we can do right now. You can't. Can we talk about Audrey's voice in the 80s Little Shop of Horrors? Somewhere that's green. I'm trying to remember some lyrics from that song. I was in the show. I played Mr. Mushnick in the show, the shop owner who gets eaten by the plant, which is awesome. Our bedtime, 9:15, and we sit down watching movies on our big, enormous 12-inch screen. You're like, oh, somewhere that's green. I look like Betty Crocker, and I cook like Donna Reed. No, it's the other way. I cook like Betty Crocker, and I look like Donna Reed. A washer and a dryer to keep things neat and clean. In the pine sol scented air, somewhere that's green. It's a great song. My favorite song from that is like right at the beginning. It's the Skid Row song. God, that song is fucking epic. Like it starts with like the trio of like the trio of singing ladies, and they sing this kind of like church song. It's almost like a spiritual. Oh man, I love that song. Yeah, the final music performance when everyone is dead. Yeah, oh, I loved that when I was a kid. I got to come out all zombified. Whatever you do, just don't feed the plants. The days of the Triffid. Dun, 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 dun. I didn't do no rap with Marshall. I don't know what you're talking about. I look like Beauregard to you? Thanks for listening, Paul. I'm actually about to go later today and get a vasectomy. Oh man. Well, you'll be icing your balls. Yeah, I don't rap. What are you talking about? I don't rap. I'm not a rapper. I like the 90s Cape Fear better than the 50s one. The 90s Cape Fear is the best. Dun 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 dun, poor. All my life I've always been poor. I keep asking God what I'm for. And he says, well, gee, I'm not sure. Sweep that floor, kid. Oh, I was born of an orphan, a child of the streets, here on Skid Row. He took me in, gave me shelter, a bed, crust of bread, and a job. Treats me like dirt, calls me a slob, which I am. Did Rocky Horror and Little Shop on stage. That's awesome. Still got to see Brent Carver, the Broadway star, once, though. That's nice. So I live downtown. That's your home address. You live downtown. When your life's a mess, you live downtown. Where depression's just status quo. Down on Skid Row. Must be some kind of way to get out of here. Cause I constantly pray. Oh man, I'll just sing the whole fucking shit. You guys gotta stop me. Somebody stop me. Sing the whole fucking shit. Yeah, dude, YouTube might copyright me. My favorite song is Typo Negative's Christian Woman, covered by Brett Keane. Yeah. I've heard that, man. Oh, Christian situation. Do you like musicals? I hope so. We've been sitting here singing musical songs forever. Oh. This puts me in the mood to sing some Hamilton. If we lay a strong enough foundation, we'll pass it on to you. I haven't seen Hamilton yet, unfortunately. Did not get the chance to see Hamilton, so I'm not real familiar with the songs, but I've heard good things. I've heard good things. I don't remember a lot of the big musical numbers from the shows that I did. Unfortunately, I remember my big number with Seymour, Mushnick and Son. That's not in the movie. It's a great one though. Like Mr. Mushnick realizes that like Seymour is gonna be a millionaire because of the plant, and he's like, "How do I get my hands on some of that money?" And so he asks him to be his son. He's like, "I want to adopt you. I want you to be my boy." Seymour, sir? Seymour, how would you like to be my son? Doom, doom, doom. How would you like to be my own begotten boy? I never liked him much before, but now the cash is in the drawer. I've got no choice, I'm much too poor. Say yes, what for? Seymour, I want to be your dad. I want to see you climbing up my family tree. I used to think you left a stench, but now I think that you're a mensch. So I'm proposing, be my son. Do-do-dum bum 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 bum. It's like a tango. Mushnick and Son. Sounds great. You good? Oh yeah, I'm fine. You good, dude? Do a Sweeney. My favorite song in Sweeney Todd is Joanna. That song is just beautiful. There's a lot of beautiful songs in that one, though. Suddenly Seymour, yeah, that's a good one. The Office ruined Sweeney for you, huh? It's your fault for watching the stupid fucking Office, isn't it? I feel you, Joanna. I feel you. Do they think that walls can hide you? Even now I'm at your window. I am in the dark beside you, Joanna. Oh, gives me chills. Ooh, I love that fucking show. Oh. Sing some Apple Nasty. Yeah, Angel of Music is good. Pretty Women. Bum 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 bum. Joanna getting creeped on. Well, she's not getting creeped on. He's trying to save her. She's being held captive by her incestuous adopted father. I'll be your dentist. Now spit. I don't remember that song. I can't remember enough of it. I didn't get to play the dentist. Everybody wanted to play the dentist. Another musical that is odd, the R. Kelly I'm locked in a closet stuff. Yeah. I opened the closet, looked at what was in it. I couldn't believe it. It was a midget. A midget. I think that's how Trapped in the Closet Part 2 ends. There was like 18 episodes of that song, yeah. Dude, it was definitely an avant-garde song, you know? Definitely pushed boundaries. Please don't tell Lady Luck that I'm stuck here. My son's some kind of way to get out of here. 'Cause I constantly pray I'll get out of here. Please won't somebody say I'll get out of Skid. Oh, so good. I haven't seen the Book of Mormon, no, unfortunately. It's been a long time since I've gotten to go see a musical. Might be a long time yet. I mean, this shit has like fucking killed theater. Unfortunately. Paul, the more you stay inside, the harder it is to go out. I'm not inside right now. I'm outside right now. So what's your critique now? Huh? 300K deaths as of this morning. Yep. That is more deaths than all of the people that, all of the soldiers that died in the European and Pacific theater in, all the American soldiers that died in the European and Pacific theater combined. World War II. So we've officially reached World War II levels of death from COVID, and people still think it's a fucking joke. Wrong, that's 400. Oh, well, there you go. We're creeping up. We're creeping up on it, folks. We're getting there. Someone give me my shot or I'll rot here. All I needed to listen to DFF in the background was YouTube Premium, now feasting in glory. Yeah, dude. I don't have Premium. My wife just signed up for Premium to test it out, and she's liking it, so. Either way, this year has been shit for many reasons. Yeah, agreed. Well, what are you gonna do, man? You gotta take the good and the bad, you know? Excuse me. America is just hell-bent to be number one in all the worst ways. Yep. It's what we do best, man. Yep, especially when thinking the younger generation got to leave the world a better place if you can. Well, we're fucking that up, and so did our parents. You'd think they would give you free YouTube Premium considering the amount of money you give these fucking leeches. Yeah, you'd think I would have like a little perk here, a little perk there, you know what I mean? Can I get a free YouTube Premium? Can a brother get a few, like a perk? Come on, man, I bring in super chats for y'all. There's a hole in the world like a great black pit, and it's filled with people in the... How's that go? There's a hole in the world like a great black pit, and it's filled with people who are filled with shit, and the vermin of the world inhabit it, and it goes by the name of London. Mr. Todd? You are young. You will learn. Do you like Jägermeister? Yes, I do. He does a long one. He's like, there's a hole in the world like a great black pit, and it's filled with people who are filled with shit, and its morals aren't worth what a pig could spit, and it goes by the name of London. What's the capital of Yemen? Islamabad. Right? Right? It's Pakistan. I tried. I gave it a stab. I gave it a stab. I don't know. What is this? A geometry quiz? I got in the right region. I nailed the right region, man. Yemen isn't even close to Pakistan. I mean, that's fucking relative, isn't it? It's closer to Pakistan than we are. Owned. Owned. How do you like me now? Where's your snappy comebacks now? Huh? Sounded pretty quiet. What's Aleppo? Was it Aleppo? No, Aleppo doesn't sound right either. Aleppo doesn't sound right at all. Americans not knowing geography. I mean, no shit. Why do you guys bother to learn geography is what I want to know. Like, what's the point? What's the point of knowing the capital of a like, when is that going to come up where you got to know it? Now, Paul. Come on now, Paul. Our education system sucks, and when it's talked about, it's just used to fuel Republican arguments against public schools. Yeah, the Republican plan has been, for a long time now, destroy the school system, then criticize it. Defund the school system, then criticize the school system. Make schools shitty, and then criticize it. It's a relic from a time when people would actually travel to different countries for different reasons. And because if you found yourself in a strange country, knowing the capital is a social tool, you're probably right about that. Yeah, it goes to show you that people used to be able to like afford to visit countries and stuff. We don't do that anymore. We don't do that anymore. Do you think No Child Left Behind was a bad thing? Yes, I do. Why do I think that? Because I watched the destruction that it wreaked on the educational system. I was hired right towards the phasing out of No Child Left Behind and the phasing in of Common Core, which I believe is still the law of the land to this day. A big part of my job for about the last 3 years that I worked for the school district was setting up the back end and prepping for Common Core. No, you didn't get in the right region. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Pakistan is way closer to Syria than, like, say, Greenland or, say, Washington State. Right region. See how it works? I make my own region. I make my own regions, dude. South Asia and the Middle East, they're right next to each other, dude. South Asia is like fucking India and shit, right? India's right there by fucking Pakistan. It's like the Middle East is right there, dude. It's only a few kilometers apart, see? Only like 25 kilometers, somebody said. 25.52 kilometers away. That's what I read. Few kms. Paul the cartographer. I know, dude. I know this planet. I know everything I need to know about this goddamn ball of mud. You can't stump me. I will not be stumped. I know more about Tamriel than I do the Earth. That's, well, there you go. Yeah, dude, I don't geo-guess, I geo-know. Yemen and Pakistan are thousands of miles away. How do I get to the Southern Oracle? You can't. It's 10,000 miles away. That far? Yes. What is that from? Never-ending Story, my friend. That's Morla the Ancient One talking to Atreyu. "25 minutes till your final. Is it your final of the semester or your final ever?" We are tired of sneezing. Go away. Nothing matters. Oh. 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 You only saw that movie for the first time like 3 months ago? Oh, man. You missed out, Pranav. That shit was a staple when I was a kid. I probably watched that movie like 500 times when I was a kid, dude. Yeah, this is when TJ comes in and goes like, "What the fuck is going on? I'm out of here. I'm gonna go get some pipe tobacco. I'll be right back." I think it's time to have a little corn cob pipe and a button nose this morning. Dude, you guys want to sing some Christmas carols? Let's do it. Sing some Christmas carols. It's close enough to Christmas, right? In the meadow we could build a snowman and pretend that he is Parson Brown. We'll have lots of fun with Mr. Snowman until the other kitties knock him down later on by the fire. As we dream and conspire to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland. You like the Drummer Boy? I'm not a huge fan of the Drummer Boy personally. It's a little repetitive for me. I mean, it's a pretty song. You know what? You know what's a really pretty song? It's religious. The First Noel. You guys ever heard that one? The Noel, 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 Noel. Born is the King of Israel. Do you have a favorite Christmas song, honey? Or do you not really dig on Christmas music much?
I like the one by the Kinks. Father Christmas, give us some money.
Oh, you like Zoomer Christmas songs?
Kinks aren't Zoomers, are they?
No. till the other kitties knock him down. I think my favorite is Silver Bells.
Yeah.
I think Silver Bells is the prettiest one. I would legit pay for a Paul Christmas Carol album, dude.
You can collab with my dad with his electric sax.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude. Like, get your dad to play some electric sax. Dude, are the popos coming to take me away finally? Starting to sound that
I
way.
mean, based on the time of year, I'm pretty sure someone died.
Sounds like
This is the time of year where old people die, so.
sounds like someone died. They're coming to get you, Barbara. Look, here's one of them now.
Like that serendipity.
Yeah. Little do you know. What are you puffing on today? I got some vanilla tobacco today. Think you'd do good in prison? No. No, I do not.
Bye, more. Come here. Come here. Don't gotta worry about those sirens.
It's puffing on old black shag number 6, yeah. You out there making sure they don't need a rescue dog? Good boy, D. I don't think most people do well in prison. I think that's kind of the point. You're not supposed to, well, that's the punitive point that we make about prisons here in America. You're not supposed to do well in prison. You're supposed to suffer.
And the people that do well, like, socialize people into getting into even deeper crime. Your only friends in prison are drug dealers. You end up drug dealing when you get out and going right back in.
I mean, if I ended up in prison, I think my like idea would be to try and like segregate myself as much as possible from everybody.
But you can't.
What if you can?
You don't want no solitary.
Kind of do.
No, you don't.
Give me the solitary treatment.
No. It's awful. It's torture.
Well, so is like getting butt raped every day. I mean, I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? It's like, choose your torture. I'd rather not get butt raped every day. I'd rather have the torture of solitary. Paul would stay in the cell and read a lot of books. Yeah.
The only person I know that did well learned how to tattoo in prison, so this is in.
There you go.
He still got beat down for half a can of Mountain Dew, so.
Half a can?
Yep.
Fuck. That's what a lot of people do. Keep your head down, read your time away, yeah. I'd definitely be reading as often as possible. I'd definitely keep my head down. I'd definitely like be somewhere fucking neutral on the yard if they forced me out there. I wouldn't involve myself in any prison politics or anything. I wouldn't like, if my family sent me a bunch of like stuff, I would spend it really slowly. Like, you know how they put money on your account so you can buy stuff at the thing? I wouldn't be like stocked up on shit because then people know you got money. They're gonna exploit you.
You get like 5 cents an hour working at prison.
Yeah, 5 cents an hour, yum. Creates a prison cult. That'd be pretty cool. Start the Children of the Salt in the prison.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. We gotta watch American Horror Story Cult.
Yeah, because now 1984 is out, yeah.
Watch Apocalypse. Or did you already see Cult? I can't remember.
We watched Cult, remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we just need Apocalypse and then 1984. Yeah, the Cult was the last one we watched together. And then we were gonna move on to Apocalypse, and I was like, dude, I don't want to be like, right up against it. If you take that pipe with you, nobody will mess with you. Dude, if I took this pipe with me, somebody would snatch that shit the first fucking day and probably beat me down. Oh, shit. Well, that sucks.
Do you need...
That's okay. It's not as bad as it looks.
It's not the nice stuff.
No.
We do gotta clean it up, so
Yeah,
I don't need it.
Yeah, I'll sweep it up. I'll sweep it.
That pipe would be whittled into a shank in no time.
Oh, yeah, dude. Somebody'd be stabbed with this pipe the next day if I brought it into prison.
Corn cobs would be easy to break down.
Oh, yeah. This would be a shank for sure. Somebody would shank somebody with this for sure.
No, not what drug you done. No more drug.
That's all some people want to know. What drug you done? It's like
they want an excuse for them doing it. It's like, Paul's done it, I can do it.
they want to live vicariously, I think, most of them.
Yeah.
They don't actually have any intention of doing the drug. They just want to talk to somebody who has done the drug. About the drug. There we go. Good enough. I did try K once, yes. Never done Papa's. What was K like? Hard to describe. Very floaty, dreamy. I don't know. Ketamine, yeah. Ever done aspirin? Yes, I've popped a few aspirins. With a pipe, do you have to keep lighting it? If you let it go out, yeah. If you're just kind of like talking, it might go out on its own. Train. Did you guys already get married? We did. We did indeed get married. The day before yesterday. Why, thank you. There's a little bit of graffiti on this one, but not a lot. Dude, one came by the other day that every car was painted, the whole panel was painted. It was like a traveling art show. It was awesome. You did no ceremony? No, we had a ceremony, but it was just like a very basic one. We got married by a county clerk.
Oh my god. It's beautiful.
It's done?
Yeah.
Ah! It's awesome. The Dinor portrait has been painted, apparently. Super chat. I do K 3 times a year for anxiety. Works wonders. Every trip is different and can only be described as fucking weird. Yeah, that's why I had a hard time describing it. Paul, when are you moving to Uruguay? I don't know. One of these days.
You want me to send it to you?
Mm-hmm. Is she gonna send the actual thing? No?
I mean, it was a giveaway, so.
Oh.
You can print it, frame it.
That's cool.
It's a digital painting. It's not like a oil painting.
I see. Yeah, I've been trying to do the char light or whatever. Yeah, we talked a little bit about cyberpunk earlier at the beginning of the stream. Vocal fries ego. I'm just old. I'm an old, crusty old smoker. Like, what am I supposed to sound like? Hello, everyone. It's Paul's ego here. How's everyone doing today? I mean, come on. Get with it. Like the old smoker waitresses. Hey, hon, you want a breakfast? What are you having? If I could be anyone in the Fellowship of Lord of the Rings, who would I be? Well, I mean, Aragorn gets to be king. So I'd say Aragorn, probably. Everybody else kind of gets fucked over, in my opinion. Pippin, eh. Tom Bombadil was not part of the Fellowship. Tom Cruise Badil. I like it. Oh, I like it. Paul wants to be Tom Waits. Maybe I do. People always compare you to a dwarf, but you seem more like a hobbit. You just want a life where you can chill with nature. Yeah, I'm not like a... Dwarves are all like obsessed with mining and stuff. Strike the earth. I'm not, that ain't me. I don't want to like tear all the resources out of the earth and make a big mine out of everything. I just want to chill in the Shire with my feet up. And like butterflies and stuff. You know? Hobbit in the streets, dwarf in the sheets. I suppose so. Paul would make a good cook at a logging camp. Dinor. Dinor, come here. You really showed him. I bet he was terrified of you. Look at you. Who wouldn't be terrified? Thanks a lot. Thanks, bud. Dinor the Protector, yeah. Did you just call my dog obnoxious? Are you like fishing for a ban? Because if you are, just say so. You say whatever you want about me, but you don't talk shit about anybody that I fucking know or love. That's an insta-ban. You give Dinor, you put respect on Dinor's name in this fucking place, or you get the fuck out. That's the way it works. You don't like it? Walk. TJ's free reign. Well, yeah, TJ's free reign, but you know what I mean? There's always an exception. Wow, sensitive? Dude, I'll show you how sensitive I am if you want. Has Venom Fang X ever contacted any of you? No. I haven't heard from Venom Fang X since the olden golden days. You want me to untime and ban him? No, just, you know, see what he says when he comes back from his 300-second timeout standing in the corner. Do you still fear zombies? Yeah, I mean, wouldn't you? Like, who doesn't? Dude, if dead people started coming back to life, that shit would be scary as fuck.
I'll show him little Dinor.
I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but Dinor got a portrait painted of him. Look! It's a Dinor. Say hello to the Dinor. He's too cute. It's Harsh You. At Harsh You on Instagram if you want to check her out. She does these portraits of the animals. And Amelia won that one as a giveaway. It was like a Christmas giveaway or something. She entered and she won.
What do you think, Dee?
Have you ever made a movie about flying zombies? He did. He took a look at it. Oh, what? Are you cold?
Yeah, it would be cold.
Maybe Dad will build a fire. Maybe that's what needs to happen.
Now, come in for a little bit first.
You guys come with me. I've got to gather some things for a fire because it doesn't look like the chill's going to get knocked out of the air today. It's a little overcast, as you guys can see. So we'll take us a little walk. I'll have to put you in my pocket, though. Hopefully c'est la vie. Oh, I got my gloves. Okay. Let's do this the right way. Turn gloves out here for this very occasion. Put on the work gloves. Definitely gonna keep that, you know, 100% Alright, kindling first, then we'll get a few logs. We'll get this party started. That's good. Oh yeah. There we go. That ought to be more than enough. Throw down some cardboard, a little extra. There we go. Now we just need logs. All the makings of the fire. Just a little. To order some more wood. Chip Douglas. I'm Master Stephen at the Cofax. Make your way to the fighting pits. It seems they mean for us to do battle, Stephen. Gotcha. Ooh. That should be a good start. Let's see what happened in there. One second. Okay. God, a weasel and a teasel and a weasel and a weasel goes. closer to the fire. Oh yeah, she's crackling. Got a good crackle going here. That's a good sign. The only fire I need is my mixtape. No, I need this fire too. I need both. I need both types of fire. Oh, there we go. There we go. Much better. Much better. All right. Which shows you watching these days? None, really. We're talking about maybe starting another series of American Horror Story. We got 2 more that I haven't seen. But yeah, I'm not really watching any shows right now. Need to get a chunk of iron to act as a heat sink. Huh? A heat sink? A chunk of iron, you see. Get a full body heater. That's what a fire is, dipshit. It's nature's full body heater. You seen the last half of Rick and... I haven't seen... Don't ask me about Rick and Morty. Just don't. I've seen like 4 episodes of the show, okay? If that. I have nothing to say about Rick. I have nothing to say about Morty. Morty. I don't know if it's necessarily overrated, but it's definitely over-discussed. For how popular it is, like, there's too many people out there still going like, hey, man, you heard of Rick and Morty? It's like, that show does not need your evangelization anymore. It's got legs of its own. It's doing its own thing now, okay? It doesn't need you. I like the show, but the fans are cringe, yeah. Yeah. No, that's true of a lot of shows, though, to be honest with you. Are a bunch of people who watch an anarcho-primitivist constantly trying to get him to overcomplicate with technology his outdoor space? That's a good question. My outdoor space needs no more technology than it already has. There's already too much technology in my opinion. Like this, if I owned this place, this abortive fucking thing here would be torn down. I'd probably move that somewhere where it wasn't like right in my view. You know, you got your propane tank, you got your, it's just bullshit. It's just bullshit. Yeah, best of luck, Pranav. Hit me up in private if you want to. You got to. I mean, I don't know how much I can help you with it, but you just need somebody to talk to. Just hit me up. You know how to get at me, Pranav. You'll figure it out. You'll do what's right. Whatever that may be. You got a full-on compound? Yeah. I mean, it's not a compound technically, but it could be. Could be. And I like that, Holmes. I like that. Twitter, probably, Pranav. If you've got one. I think you do. Twitter is the easiest place. If you hit me up on Twitter, I'll get you my phone number. I have not seen Vivarium. No, I did watch Vivarium, but I was very, very, very stoned. So I don't remember a whole lot about it. I watched it in that kind of like half twilight area that you get in when it's really late and you're really high and you're just kind of like. I remember a few things about it, but not much. What's the worst fandom cringe-wise? I'd probably say Fortnite. I mean, you gotta give a little fucking space to Fortnite because, like, it's for kids, dude. It's a kid's game. Like, you can't put the total, like, cringe package on a kid's game. You can't, like, expect a kid's game to conform to all the fucking many and varied roles of cringedom. You know what I mean? It's a kid's game. So for that, you've really got to look at fandoms that have like adults in them if you really want the pure cringe. And I think that like certain anime fandoms, like I know that there are different ones, you know what I mean? I think certain anime fandoms probably take the taco. Yeah, it's for kids, man. Of course kids love Fortnite. That's what kids do. I prefer Apex. I do too. I like Apex Legends. I'm not very good at it, but I like playing it. Anime fandoms are just teens. I'm gonna have to go ahead and disagree with that, buddy. See, I've been to an anime convention, like a big anime convention, and let me tell you something, dude. There might have been some teens wandering around, but I saw a lot of 20, 30 somethings and quite a few 40, 50 somethings chilling at that anime convention. So I wouldn't try and throw that into just a teenage fandom. Yeah. I didn't get the idea that I was in a place that was just like utterly dominated by teens when I went to the anime con. Let's put it that way. Oh, Smokey and the Bandit. Don't knock all anime till you've watched Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, I know. I didn't bring up anime to start an anime conversation, so let's not. Yeah. You always thought Yoko was kind of foxy. Yeah, she was. Are you gonna get a dog? I have a dog. Well, I have a dinosaur. It's almost a dog. Yeah, we're not gonna have a whole anime conversation today. What anime you watched and what drug you done, boy? That's what I want to know. The furry fandom is pretty cringe. I mean, yeah, but they're harmless though. I met a few furries and like they're harmless folks. Misguided, sure. A little strange, sure. But aren't we all? Aren't we all? Anime gasps are insufferable. Oh yeah, like when they're like. What kind of wood do you throw in the fire? We have polar and birch around here. I'm not exactly sure. I think this is walnut. Some of it is anyway. There's a lot of mixed wood on the property. You can tell that they've like trimmed back. We've got a bunch of different types of trees back here. So it's a mixed bag of wood that I've been using. A mixed bag. Furries would be cool if they appreciated animal characters for more than being cute. Maybe they do. Like, why are you trying to put all your intentions on or onto furry people? I've been hunting before. I don't know that I would go again, but when I was a kid, I went hunting a few times. I think you dodged that whole fandom mess by a few years. Were you a Transformers kid, maybe? That's some peak 80s product synergy. I mean, yeah, I was a Transformers kid. I liked Transformers when I was a kid and GoBots. See, GoBots was kind of like the rip-off Transformers, but I didn't know that when I was a kid. And I actually thought a lot of the GoBots were cooler than the Transformers when I was a kid. Like, GoBots was basically the knockoff Transformers. It's the same idea. But I liked the GoBots better than the Transformers, by and large. There was another show that I was obsessed with when I was a kid called Mask. Mask. Defenders of the universe. Mask was pretty dope. It was like dudes that had special vehicles. They had to put on these masks. Yeah, it's an old one, man. You'd have to go look it up. Go look up the intro to it and be blown away. Mask was dope. Mask. I've always thought the pleasure derived from hunting is somewhat psychopathic. It depends on the type of hunt, right? Like, if you're just hunting for a trophy for your wall, yeah, it's a little psychopathic. If you're hunting for food, it's pretty fucking normal human behavior. What's up? What's up with you? Josh Spicy. Josh Spicy. I love it. Most people who hunt these days don't do it for food. You got some stats on that? I don't have facts to back that up. I mean, I don't know if it's true or not, but it sounds like a statement that might be questionable. Like, the people that I know that hunt venison, and they bring home like bags and bags and bags of fucking deer meat, and they eat it. So, I know that's anecdotal, Paul, or whatever, but maybe there's more people hunting for fucking meat than you think. Hunting is necessary to keep the deer population under control, but that's our fault too, because we killed all the wolves and bears. So we killed off all the wolves and bears because they were threatening our livestock, and now deer go out of control and will destroy entire areas of forest and starve themselves out. So yes, we have to go out and cull the deer herd, but that's not a natural thing. That is something that we have once again caused. Only about 4 wolves left in Colorado. That'll be 0 soon enough. My cousin's husband has a freezer in his basement filled with game meat. Yeah, it happens, dude. People hunt them. They get the meat, they eat it. Most people will hunt for food and keep whatever trophy comes off the animal. Trying for a big buck isn't just about the rack, right? I don't really have a problem with hunting if it's done ethically. You know what I mean? I don't think that anybody should be hunting like elephants or endangered species or whatever the fuck, but you know, hunting deer in certain parts of this country is it's a necessity. It's actually dangerous to let the deer population spin out of control near you know, population centers and shit. They get killed in the road. They kill people hitting them in the road. Different wild animals you've eaten in your life. I mean, I've had venison, I've had bison, I've had rattlesnake, I've had quail. What else have I had wild? I mean, a lot of fish, you know, fish count, right? I've tried a lot of different fish that was caught, that's wild animal, right? Never had kangaroo, no. Thoughts on hunting invasive species like wild boar? Yeah, once again, I'm fine with it. Like, as long as it's done ethically and as long as it's done somewhat humanely, or as humanely as possible, then yeah, I mean, it's a normal and natural thing. Go kill them boars. Just send the capybaras to me. Don't hunt those. What do you think about Kyle Rittenhouse, the Kenosha shooter? In my opinion, he's innocent and he acted in self-defense. I don't know enough about it, to be honest with you. I don't think it is a citizen's job to be walking around with a fucking strap. But I don't know anything really about the fucking case, to be honest with you. I've kind of tuned out of the political spectrum for a while. So I haven't had gator, so I couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you, friend. What kind of gun did you use? A freaking 12 gauge. God. Capybaras are the only animals that look completely at peace. This is why I want them. I want to live in a place eventually that allows capybaras to be kept as pets. I want to create a little cappy paradise and have about 2 of them, maybe 3, little capybara family that I take care of. You teach me and I'll teach you, capybaras. That's kind of how I look at it. Like, it's like, all, you know, they can learn from me and I will learn to be more chill from them. Some of the hunting restrictions where I'm at confuse me. You can't use any kind of rifle to hunt deer where I live, even bolt action. You have to use a shotgun, a bow, or a black powder rifle. Maybe it's like, you know, you live in an area where deer don't go out of control and they're trying to keep it like fair. Like, I do respect bow hunting more than I respect people that take like fucking sniper rifles out to hunt deer and shit. You know what I mean? It does take a different kind of skill to stalk a fucking animal with a more primitive weapon. You guys hold on one second. I'm gonna go get something to drink. cold? Sure you're not too cold to come out, Dave? No, it's a little warmer now, huh? Fire warmed this porch up pretty good. Not bad, not bad. All right. I got my drink now, but it looks like I'm gonna need another log or two, so I'm gonna take you guys with me. I might not need my other hand here. I didn't bring my glove again. Son of a bitch. It's okay. We only need a log or two. No need to get crazy. This is a big log. Ooh, I kind of want this guy. Let's do it. If I grab this, I only need one log. Oof, he is heavy though. Okay, you guys are gonna have to. In the pocket with you. Big old chunking log, dude. Ooh. Think about this one, Dinor. This thing weighs like, I bet this weighs like 40 pounds. 30 pounds. 30-pound log. Oof. It's like half a tree. Okay. Yeah, that'll burn forever. Well, maybe not forever, but. Whoa. What was that? What was that? Got some coffee. If Dinor wasn't Dinor, what other names would you have considered? I wanted to name him Ripley. Even though he was a boy. I remember floating that name, but it got vetoed immediately. Your eyes are blue. Yes. Yes, they are. Thank you for noticing. Years ago, I purchased Dinor in one of these streams. I never received my package, and nor will you ever, sir. You were scammed from your money. Baraka, that's a cool name. I liked Ripley, though. I wanted to name him Ripley. Oh man, was this log a bad idea? Did I wait too long? I might have waited too long. I don't know. We'll see. It looks like it's gonna catch. It's a big ass log though. Thing is gonna burn all day. Ripley's Believe It or Not. Yeah, dude. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Yeah, it'll light. It's just a big, heavy, thick, fat boy log. It's starting. It's crickle crackling. I'm a little bit of a firebug, so, well, that's what my mom calls it. I think the technical term is pyromaniac. I'm not a fire setter, that type of firebug, but man, I love starting like actual fires for safe reasons, you know what I mean? And I love looking at fire and listening to fire and being near fire. Did you wet the bed? I actually did. I was a bedwetter until I was like way older. And to be quite honest with you guys, every once in a blue fucking moon, it happens to me still. It is always the same. I will be having a really intense dream, and I'll start to like pee in the dream. Like I'll find something to pee on in the dream, and then I'll wake up and I'll have peed. That hasn't happened in years, but has happened to me as an adult. But yeah, I was a bedwetter for a long time. I think it's an anxiety thing. It might be. Do you bedwet in nightmares? No. No. When I was a kid, I used to like either not remember my dreams or I would remember having a pee in the dream. And then I would like pull up to like a urinal or something in the dream and start peeing. Is that why you don't give TJ a hard time for it? I don't give anybody a hard time for it. I had no control over it. Like lots of kids wet the bed. Porno for Pyros was a small disappointment. Just didn't live up to the promise of the name. Well, it was a Perry Farrell joint. I mean, what are you gonna do? We got pets out of it. You pee in dreams, but you never feel relieved. Dude, I'll feel it in the dream. I'll feel the pee coming out and everything in the dream. And then I'll wake up pretty shortly after usually and go like, oh no. Oh no. Is having children evil or stupid? I don't think it's either. I mean, I think it's very much dependent on how well you take care of your children and how well you plan for it. Like if you just blithely and ignorantly have children to satisfy some need in you without taking into account their needs, then you're a piece of shit. But, you know, if you make sure you take care of your children and you plan for them and you do your best to do right by them, then you're not a piece of shit. Going back to bed, I appreciate what? Going back to bed after peeing is one of the best appreciated feelings out there. Oh yeah, dude. It does feel good. Oh no. Boogers. Are we bugged? I don't think we are, but just to be safe, let's get one more. Gross. Oh. Gotta love it. How do you explain the horrors of the world to a kid? You have to lie to them, basically? I don't know. You either have to lie to them or you have to not lie to them and just be honest with them from the start and let them process it as best they can. You know, for me, I just don't want to have to worry about that. Which romantic partner did you pick in Mass Effect? Usually, well, in Mass Effect 2, Tali Zora Voss Normandy, dude. I was about to say Tali Zora Noraya, but Tali Zora Voss Normandy, dude. She's the best. She had the backwards knees too. That made the booty stick out. I'm a Tally simp, yeah, for sure. Shame about Andromeda. I didn't play it, so it wasn't really much of a shame for me. What is it about Tally that makes her so fascinating, do you think? I think it's like the whole, I think there's something about the whole, like, she can't be touched thing. It's kind of like that, like I've talked to Muslim men before who, like, have talked about the whole hijab, niqab kind of thing, and the whole idea of, like, you can't see what's under there and you know you can't touch what's under there. Well, Tali's like the ultimate example of that. She's in a suit that, like, she could die if you actually touched her. She could die if you were with her. There's something about that that's just like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I look better without a beard. You look better banned. See? Way better. Like the way you like the way you like to see me should never come out of your mouth in here. If that rule isn't explicit already, then let me go ahead and make it explicit. Like, I'm fine with you commenting on what I'm doing, but as far as, like, you giving me advice on what I should do, whether it's like grooming or moving or podcasting or smoking or whatever the fuck, if I don't solicit said advice, I'm not looking for it. I solicit advice from people when I need it. You see? Like, for example, when I was trying to get into the whole corn cob pipe thing, I was like, send me some cool corn cob pipes. I reached out. I asked for advice, you see. Islamic culture likes a good beard on that note. Yes. Yes. I guess so. Yeah, don't tell me what to do. Like, that's one thing I will not abide anymore in my life. Dinor, don't be boofing, please. It's a bird. It's a bird, Dinor. Birds are allowed. They land on tree. Have you ever seen Black Islamists IRL? Yes, there was actually a group of, well, not Black Islamists. Who am I thinking of? Who's that? Like, I can't remember the what they call themselves. The group of, they're black Israelites. There used to be a crew of them that would come to Bellevue and stand, like, right near where I would walk, and they'd fucking holler shit at you when you were walking by. Black Hebrew Israelites, yeah. Like, they'd holler shit at you. Aquaba, yeah. Uhuru. What would they say? They were usually preaching some screed, and then they would holler shit at you like, yeah, keep walking, white boy. You just walk by, pretend you're not here, and blah, 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 blah. And then by the time they got about to that point, I'd be out of, I'd be around the corner or whatever. I'd be past their little corner and down the buildings a little bit, and I wouldn't be able to hear what they were saying anymore. But yeah, they'd holler shit at you, trying to, like, bait you into one of those, like, you've seen them on YouTube, one of those arguments that you can't win. You know what I mean? Because there's no real argument going on. You're just being preached at. Went to jail once, was in a pod with a black Hebrew Israelite. Crazy as fucking shit. He thought he'd been sent to jail by a succubus that demented him. Damn. Never run into Westboro, no. I don't think. I can't remember ever being in a place where they were, so no. You met them the first time you smoked with no idea who they were. Yeah, that's a good first smoking experience there. TJ likes Shirley Phelps in the WBC. I mean, I kind of do too, just for the sheer fuck you factor of them. And they are staunch defenders of the freedom of expression, freedom of association, and freedom of speech. So you got to give them that. You know, I can give them that without agreeing with their crazy theology. I've never seen a Hare Krishna, I don't think. Maybe I have. I think I maybe did see a Hare Krishna in LAX once. When I was flying back from Arizona, I seem to remember there being a Hare Krishna in LAX. They play the bongos and dance. Yeah. Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Bruh, I don't know who you are, just found you in my suggested, but your beard is hot as fuck. Well, make sure you subscribe, because I sit around and talk shit all the time. And it's very rare for a new person to be brought into the fold. Yeah, we basically get high here and talk crazy shit. That's what we do. That's the point. So if you like that idea, make sure you don't leave without subscribing. There was a Hare Krishna zombie in Dawn of the Dead. Cool. In it. What's that mean? I mean, I know it's short for isn't it, right? But, like, what does it mean when, like, a Brit answers you with in it? Like, how are you, like, what's the proper, like, because what are they trying to convey? Because sometimes you'll just say some shit like, you know, the weather's been fucking crazy. And, you know, I think it's getting crazier. And then a Brit will just be like, in it. Is that just like an agreement thing? It's like a confirmation. It's like a way of saying obviously. Oh, okay. Yeah. Simone. In it. The theme for DFF should be the gonk. I don't know what the gonk is, dude. I find the Mormons hilarious and disturbing. They are. I'll give you that. They are both hilarious and disturbing. Both. I have had shepherd's pie. Well, not shepherd's pie. I was corrected because I have not had true shepherd's pie, because shepherd's pie has to be made with like lamb, right? Mutton is in a shepherd's pie, right? I've had the beef version of that, which they call something else, some other kind of pie. That's like, but I've had that, and it's good. Thought they called a shepherd's pie that was made with beef something else. Cottage pie. There you go. That's what it is. Cottage pie. So a cottage pie is made with minced beef, and a shepherd's pie is made with minced mutton or lamb. Thank you. A cream pie, yeah. I've made a couple of those in my days. You ever had Cornish pasty? No, I have not. It does not sound familiar to me. Nut pie. Hairy pie. Come on, man. Now we're just getting immature. Now we're just walking down the immature road. I wish meat pies were more popular in America. They are pretty popular here. We just call them different things. Like pot pies are pretty popular in America. And pot pies are really good. You get a chicken pot pie. That's good shit. Yeah, we do our meat pies here. We just got our own like style of it. I will admit, however, that the Brits have us beat there because like the cottage pie where you make it with the mash on top, like that's not how a pot pie is. A pot pie is like totally encased in the flaky pastry stuff. But the way they do shepherd's pie with the pastry crust on the bottom and then the topping is browned potato mash. That's the stuff. Toot toot. No, you're not gonna do it. You're just a short guy anyway. That's a short boy. Yeah, pot pies, they're good, man. But you got to have the mash on top, dude. You got to have the mash is what sets off that. It's what puts the British, like, you guys know, I don't talk up the Brits all that often, but when it comes to the meat pies, their meat pie game is better than ours. I'm not going to lie. A chicken pot pie is good as fuck, but with the mash, you got to have the mash. See, that's where we fucked up. We got away. We started putting, like, the pastry over the top of the meat. No. You got to have the mash, bro. You got to have that toasty mash on top. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about meat pies?
What?
Meat pies.
I mean, I like a shepherd's pie.
Yeah. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're talking about, like, a pot pie and a shepherd's pie, and what makes a shepherd's pie better than a pot pie?
Yeah.
What is it? For me, it's the mash.
Yeah.
You got to have, like, the pastry crust on the bottom, but then you top it with the mash.
I mean, the downside of that is it's ground beef, so.
Well, a shepherd's pie, I was just corrected. Well, I just figured it out. A shepherd's pie is mutton or lamb.
Okay, so it's
A cottage
supposed to
pie.
be ground beef.
A cottage pie is beef. They're basically the same recipe, but just different meats. You got to have that mash. It's the mash, and then when they get the mash broiled to where it's browned, you know what I mean, on the top? Yeah. That's the shit. You have to top cottage pie with grated cheddar before you bake. I've had cheesy cottage pies before. It's pretty good stuff, dude. What's mashed potatoes, dude?
Yeah, we just learned that we can't do your mashed potatoes on top because then it gets too watery.
Yeah, well, my mashed potato. Yeah, you have to make like a stiffer mash
Like
for
just
it.
Plain potatoes smushed.
I mean, you want to season them up, but you don't want to add a whole bunch of extra.
Shit.
Like with my mashed potatoes, the reason they don't work good for a shepherd's pie is they're just like extra fatty because I add so much butter and shit. You want to just make a plainer mash for the top of your shepherd's pie. Just mashed potatoes with butter. Yeah. You don't have to over season and shit because like
I need to add gravy to it.
yeah. Cottage pies. Cakes and pies, cakes and pies. I don't even remember what that's from. There's like some old thing you won't remember. Some old fucking show or some old movie where some fat person is so excited about the cakes and pies that they say, cakes and pies, cakes and pies. I can't remember what it is. Is it Deuce Bigelow? Is it really? Oh yeah, it is. It's the, oh my God, dude. You're right. It is Deuce Bigelow. It's like the large full-figured black woman that is his client. And all she wants is for him to feed him cakes and pies. Cakes and pies, cakes and pies.
Oh yeah, I forgot that artist that did the dinosaur portrait. She like donates like when people pay for it to an animal rescue in India. She's based out of India.
That's cool. That's really neat.
So, I don't know if Jessica is in the chat.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in a bit. Best French fries are in this order, no exception. Number 1, Chick-fil-A. You're already fucked up. Number 2, Arby's. Number 3.
Gross.
Yeah, dude, you got really bad fry taste, bro. Chick-fil-A fries are okay, but they're not the best in the fucking game.
Dude, Fred Meyer potato wedges, though.
Well, yeah, but those ain't fries, though. You can't. Those are a whole different thing. Potato wedges. Yeah, but yeah, Fred Meyer potato wedges are dope, but they ain't fries. McDonald's number 2. The fry game is number 1, Rallies / Checkers. Everything else there is slop, but their fry game is 100% on point. There's no better fry. Number 2, McDonald's. Number 3, anything after that.
What about Dick's?
Dick's?
In Seattle.
I like their fries. They were good. Weren't the best fries I ever had, but like, you really got to set a fry off though to get the best fry you've ever had. And Rowley's is the ones that do it.
Fuck that fancy shit like truffle fries and stuff. It just ruins them.
It does most of the time. Five Guys fries are usually too greasy. I still eat them, like they're still tasty, but they're too greasy to be the perfect fry. Five Guys fries, too greasy. Too greasy. But Rowley's fries, dude, that's it.
Someone said Sonic tater tots.
Sonic tater tots are good, but that's not a fry. So, not germane to the discussion. Thinner fries are best? Wrong. Because what happens then is you get the shoestring fries like you get at Steak and Shake. Inedible crap. You get the Cajun fries? I did, yeah. When I would get from Five Guys back in Louisiana, we'd get the Cajun fries. They're too greasy, dude. They're floppy and greasy. You can't have that in a fry. You gotta have a crisp fry.
It's gotta have some meat in it.
Yeah, it's gotta have some meat left. It can't be so fried that you like bite into it and all the meat has fried out of it. And that's why the Rowley's fry is so good, because it's got that crunch, it's got that bite, that crispy shell on the outside, because they fried in, I think, peanut oil or vegetable oil. It's one of the two. It's got that nice bite on the outside, but it's still a meaty fry. It's still a meaty fry. waffle fries and twisty fries, I mean, I gotta be honest with you. I think that the shape that a fry is cut in is given way too much fucking deference. Dude, a fry is a fry is a fry. Whether you waffle cut it, whether you twisty cut it, or whether you straight cut the fry. It does not matter. What matters is what kind of oil you're frying in, for how long, and what kind of seasoning you do afterwards, and whether or not you batter dip and then fry your fries. That is what sets Rally's apart from all of these other places, is that they take their big, thick cut, straight cut fries and they batter dip them and then fry them. And then what you get is this golden, crispy fucking, The American equivalent would be right, of in it. I was asking them about in it and how it's used, because sometimes it's used by Brits, like just as like a way to end a like to respond to you, but it doesn't, because it's short for isn't it?
Yeah.
But you might say something like, "Oh, I got my period today," and they'd be like, "In it," and it's like, how does that make sense? But it's like saying, it's like an agreement type of thing. It's like saying, "All right,"
But it can be a question too, I guess. So.
It can. It's like eh. Is ain't still not a word? Dude, ain't has always been a word. I used to hate those fucking like people that would be like, ain't a word. I'd be like, you just proved it's a word, dipshit. You used it in a sentence. Dumbass fucking adults used to tell me that all the time. Like, ain't a word. That was like, what?
People shit on double negatives too much in speech.
I mean, like in colloquial speech, like me and you talking, double negatives, like, I don't know, like in the written word, I understand the reason, because context is a problem in the written word, and that's why double negatives are a no-no in the written word, usually, unless you're writing speech colloquially, like if you're writing speech for a character. But I use double negatives all the time. It's folksy. It's like a little bit of the folksiness.
I'll say ain't nothing a lot.
I ain't got time.
Yeah.
I ain't got no time. Dictionaries are taxonomy. They have no authority. It took me a long time to learn that. Like I used to be, because here's the thing. I developed a love for language by reading at an early age. And the written word, a lot of the written word that I really loved was very, very particular and grammatically correct. Like my favorite book of all time when I was a kid, and probably still to this day, is The Lord of the Rings. Tolkien was like an English professor. So dude wrote like poetry, right? Every line is like a perfectly diphthonged, perfectly poetic line. He was fastidious about that shit. And so I was kind of a grammar Nazi for a long time, and not just a grammar Nazi, but kind of like a, I don't know, what would you call it? I guess it's a grammar Nazi if you're correcting people with double negatives and you don't like, I guess you'd be a grammar Nazi.
And y'all is like the perfect second person plural.
Y'all? Yeah. No, like, that's the thing, is like, and I moved from that into this theater program where I really studied Shakespeare. Mm-hmm. And that's another very grammatically particular, very old way of writing, but iambic pentameter is very particular, very grammatically on point. But he would play with words a little more. But it all felt very formal to me, and it took me a number of years after I got out of high school to really start appreciating how fucking malleable the English language is. Because, yeah, something might not be in the dictionary, but the words that we come up with are way better at describing things than the words that we have, like woke.
Or, yeah, like white privilege and dictionaries where, like, Ave isn't considered valid English.
What isn't?
Ave.
Ave.
African American Vernacular English.
Oh yeah. Right. We used to call it Ebonics. I guess that's a no now. They like black people used to call it Ebonics though, but I guess it's Ave now. But yeah, no, like I love how malleable and fun the English language is. Was your Caliban in a trap door on stage? No. My Caliban came from stage right. In the first scene, my Caliban was washed up on the beach. I love that scene where he's bitching about his plight. All the infections that the sun soaked up have made a mockery or a piecemeal, have made piecemeal a beast of me or something. I can't remember it's been a long time since I did the fucking part, but he's bitching about his plight. And then the two sailors show up and he just kind of like curls up on the beach and covers himself in some seaweed. I'm gonna have to go get my cord. Give me a sec, y'all.
You're not gonna be too cold.
No, I shall survive. That fire actually knocks the chill off this porch. It's really interesting. Like you can tell a difference when it's good and going. Oh man. Is our extension cord still delayed? Jesus, just cancel it and order another one. That might be the best way to go about it. Maybe it's just that particular extension cord.
It probably got lost is what happened.
Oh, well.
Didn't get lost.
Stupid Amazon. Stupid ass Amazon. Stupid ass shit.
You want just an 8-foot to be safe?
Yeah. They say axe instead of ask in New England. Isn't that kind of like a fucking Brooklyn kind of thing too? I got something I gotta ask you. Brit here. In it is spoken only by what we call chavs, unemployed dull dossers. It's sort of a rebellion against conversation on their part. Okay. All right. I didn't realize it was so controversial. I hear it a lot from people that I don't consider them chavs. Like I kind of know what a chav is. And I've heard people say in it that I don't think are chavs. That is very posh of you, Leon.
All these cords are like saying not in stock until the 15th, which is garbage.
Dude, what the fuck? Is there like a run on extension cords because of the pandemic? It's like, am I gonna have to fucking walk into a Walmart down here or some shit?
I think so.
What a bunch of bullshit.
Everything's fucking out of stock.
What a bunch of horse shit. Oh well. What are you gonna do? Have to do it the fucking hard way, I guess. Because everything's out of stock. Extension cords are the new toilet paper for the pandemic, you realize. It's like delayed, but they're not going to let you cancel it. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right, let me plug you guys in here. You need juice. We Gucci. Let me set this up. These gloves actually work really well as a phone stand. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that nonsense. It's pronounced beta, not beta. No, it's beta. You like how Brits pronounce jaguar? Yeah, jaguar. Oh, yes. Could you bring round my car? Yes, it's the Jaguar. The silver Jaguar, yes. You know, one thing about Jaguars in the 1970s is that their bodies were made almost entirely of aluminum. One of the first cars to use mass-produced aluminum to reduce weight was the 1972 Jaguar X22. Yeah, beta. Beta makes you sound like a beta when you're saying beta. Aluminium. It's an aluminium compound. The British Canadian pronunciation of electricity, isn't it electricity? They emphasize the E. Electricity.
And maths.
What?
Maths.
Oh, maths, yes. For us, it's just math. Maths. I guess maths does make a little bit more sense because math is not just one thing. It's mathematics. So that right.
The same mathematics.
Maths. I did well in maths, but didn't do well in language. Maths. I think I did very well in maths. It's the only thing I was good at in school was maths. I should have been a rocket scientist, I should have. So good at maths I was. One plus one is two. 2 plus 2 is 4. Quick maths. Isn't that how it goes? Quick maths. What are you saying, baby?
Oh, never mind.
What happened?
Never mind.
Sorry. I got the quick maths song in my head. Canadians elected Trudeau. Wouldn't you? Look at him. Lead me, daddy. Lead me, daddy, Trudeau. Caramel. Yeah, why do we say do you say caramel or do you say caramel?
I think I say caramel.
Yeah, I say caramel. I don't say caramel. Caramel. Aluminium. When the thing went quack, 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 your man's went clap, clap, clap. Caramel is sticky. It is. Mirror versus myrrh. What? I don't know many people who say myrrh. It's a mirror. Oh, yeah, dude. It's Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay? It's not Pirates of the Caribbean. It's Caribbean. All right? Nobody says potato. If anybody out there actually says potato, it's... You can say potato. That's fine. Dude, I wake up early. I don't know what to tell you. I'm a mountain man now. I get up with the cock-a-doodle-doos. People say Wendell instead of window. Wendell? Like I've heard winder. Like my mom will say close the winder. But I ain't heard Wendell ever. Shillelagh. Shillelagh. Oh, I like that word. Shillelagh. Oh, aye. Shillelagh. Whoa. Big giant chat fucking thing. I had to work at 7:30 this morning. Usually go to bed at like 5 a.m. Here another fucking 3 hours. Dude, welcome to Starbucks. Shillelagh. Just watch Can We Fix It Part 1 where you argue with TJ. I want more heated DFF episodes. Well, the thing is, like, we don't really get heated on a lot of topics. So, like, you can't force that type of heat. Me and TJ agree probably on 98% of shit. So, somebody at your store got COVID. Dude, so many stories. I've had so many people rolling through here saying, like, oh, somebody at my work got COVID. Somebody I work with, one of my family members. It's fucking insane right now. The craziest thing about COVID to me is that, like, I could have already had it. See, I haven't been symptomatic to the point where, like, I have allergies and shit. So you guys see me blowing my nose and having the sniffles, and I've got constant post-nasal drip and shit, and a little bit of a smoker's cough. But it's like, the craziest shit to me is that, like, what if that was COVID? Like, what if one of my normal, like, allergy days or whatever, where I had a real scratchy throat or some shit, which happened to me fucking twice a week, like, what if that was COVID? You know what I mean? Like, it's so crazy. It would have been pretty tough for me to get COVID, honestly. Amelia and I have been super, super fucking careful in comparison to, you know, well, I'm not trying to call anybody out, but I'm just saying in comparison to some people I know, we've been overtly careful about who we see and blah, 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 blah. You know, I've seen just a few people outside of Amelia since COVID. And I've done the social distancing thing pretty well. What's your allergen and how do you keep your symptoms under control? Everything and Benadryl seems to be the way to do it. Like if I have a really bad day, I'll take Benadryl. The problem with Benadryl is it makes me a little sleepy, especially in concert with weed. You had symptoms of COVID, but you knew it wasn't COVID. I mean, you know what I mean? You never know, though. It could have been the coves. It could have been the vids. I'm just ready for them to roll out this fucking vaccine already. Like, I don't know why we're dithering. Like, how's Canada already getting it? Fucking the UK's already getting it. And we're still dithering. Like, let's do it. Like, weren't half of these fucking vaccines invented here by American corporations? Like, let's get it. Let's get these doses out. Give me my fucking shot already. So I can stop living like a fucking hermit. Tracking juice. Yeah, I've heard that shit. They're gonna put a fucking chip, the mark of the beast. Have you heard that anywhere, babe?
I hear people people just saying shit now.
Isn't that what they mean though?
Yeah.
They mean like it's the mark of the beast, right? What the fuck? They're gonna chip you. Trump denied the deal to pre-order them. What a dipshit. All this jockeying back and forth, like Trump offering the $2 trillion stimulus with checks and the Democrats going, no, we don't want to make you look good before the election. And now that Trump has lost, he's like, no, we don't want to let you have the fucking vaccine till after I'm gone. Nah. It's like, oh. So we're just like, our lives are being played ping pong with. It's shocking to me that like there isn't more, and you know, I'm not calling for this to happen, but it's shocking to me at this point that there isn't more like widespread unrest and violence and shit in this country. I feel honestly like it's bubbling under the surface, and that people are just gonna have to be pushed one or two more little steps farther, and it's gonna like jump the fuck off. I just feel that way. Gotta love how the lives of 300 million plus people, as well as further the lives of just about every other fucking person on this planet, are being jerked around by insane plutocrats. It's the way it works, bro. We Americans are domesticated. You're an animal. Tried to domesticate you. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. One of the first songs, I was listening to that came on my playlist, that Blurred Lines song. I think I did a stream called Blurred Lines the other day because it was stuck in my head for a couple of days. I was just playing a playlist out here sitting, and that song came on. Everybody get up. I was like, oh, this song. And then I thought back on it, and I was like, this was one of the first songs I remember to get canceled. You guys remember that shit? Like, there was a big fucking... I remember it was a big hoopla when that song came out. Robin Thicke, Blurred Lines. Yeah, there was a big old hoopla when that song came out, for sure. It's a stolen Marvin Gaye song. Well, whatever. Still a pretty good stolen Marvin Gaye song. I'm pretty sure, yeah. There was like a lawsuit because of the beat or whatever was taken from, and some of the lyrics, or I can't remember the particulars of it, but what I'm talking about is not that controversy. I'm talking about the lyrical controversy, because it talks about like domesticating a woman, like how she's an animal and he's looking to domesticate her, but she just can't be domesticated because it's in her nature. And then it has some lines in it like, you know you want it, which is like kind of creepy, rapey type of language, I guess.
I mean, but if a woman's saying the same lyrics, it'd be
Isn't there a contextual difference though? I don't know. Maybe you're absolutely right. Like if a woman was, like if it was Cardi B saying, you know you want it. Derek Jensen talks about this in one of his feminism talks, and I'm going to get it really fucking wrong. But he says, one of the interesting things about our language and human sexuality is that there's no way to talk about having sex with a woman where she's not the object of the sentence. So there's no way to talk about fucking without making it like heterosexual fucking, without making the woman the object of the sentence. can say, like, I want to fuck you. She's the object of the sentence. You can say, like, I want to be inside you. She's the object of the sentence. I want to make love to you. She's the object of the sentence.
It's only if you say it that way.
Right. Well, it's just it's an interesting observation about language. That's all.
What's that test for movies to see if it's sexist or not?
The Bechdel test?
Yeah. There's sexist movies that still pass the Bechdel test.
I mean, you're probably right. I don't even really subscribe to all that shit. Like, you look at like as we're going back and looking at some of the older movies from my childhood and shit, and now that I've chosen to make myself more aware of those kind of things, we find a lot of shit that's just like, that probably wouldn't fly today. Like ass pats in the office and shit. You know what I mean?
And probably the worst now is like black people in anime currently.
Black people in anime have always been like, I mean, like that's another thing that a lot of people don't understand is like other cultures are racist. There's this idea that only white culture radiates racism, and it's like, no, like most Asian cultures are profoundly racist. Not person to person, but just in general, there's a racist undercurrent. Same thing goes for like Hispanic people. Like, that's just the fucking truth. I grew up around Hispanic people, and they said awful things about black people, just like the white people I was around said.
I'm sure there's black people that hate Hispanics.
Right. Oh yeah. Well, I assume it goes both ways. You know what I mean? I assume that racism is something that just is kind of, it's tribalism writ large. European racism abroad has had a more insidious history. Sure. Like European racism led to enslavement. It led to the mass extermination of other races. So yes, but it's very damaging in Asian cultures as well.
There's like slave camps for the Uyghurs.
The Uyghurs, or the Uyghurs, or however it's pronounced, yes. So there's definitely there's an undercurrent of that going on all over the world. Wherever there's racism in a culture, there's oppression. So in Europe,
said exporting violence for capitalism.
Right. It's the same idea. In Europe right now, there's a lot of, and you can correct me, some of you Europeans in the chat, but there's a lot of anti-Middle Eastern, anti-North African immigrant kind of sentiment right now.
Yeah, well, they're the ones that immigrate to Europe. We get Mexicans and Central Americans, but they get...
Right.
Because they're closer.
And it's just a demonization. Like, even as Great Britain is dominated in its cuisine by foreign food, the most popular food in Britain is curry, which exists in Britain because of the British Empire that existed in India and the Raj and all of that shit. And so it's like you guys have imported like everything that you love, but for some reason you otherize brown people there. It's just the way of things. Welcome to being a monkey that thinks it's not a monkey anymore. You know what I mean? It's like we love Mexican food, but not the Mexicans, right? We want all the benefits of those societies, but we don't want the people. And we don't want to appreciate the cultures that that made all of those flavors and all of that art and all of that. We want to have all the things from their culture, but we don't want to have them. We want to consume their culture and make it fold it into ours, turn it into Taco Bell, and then, you know what I mean? Goddamn Indian and Mexican food are good, though. Well, yeah. I mean, like, every culture churns out delicious food, as it turns out.
Yeah, there's African food that's good.
Of course. Every culture churns out something that's worth eating.
Except the fucking Brits.
Except the Brits, yeah. Fuck your greasy fish and chips. No, they have cottage pie there. Cottage pie is delicious. They invented that shit.
Did they though?
Probably not. They probably stole it from the French,
Or
honestly,
the Irish.
or the Irish. Yeah. And it. No, I mean, I'm sure there's some really good. I mean, fucking Gordon Ramsay's from Great Britain. You're telling me you sit down in front of a traditional Gordon Ramsay, like, you know, with the what do they do? The what pudding thing?
Black pudding.
Not black pudding. Yorkshire pudding and fucking beef Wellington, you know, with the mash and shit. You telling me that's not good? Come on, the Brits, they can make some decent food. They just choose not to. And we here in America, we can't help but make decent food.
Well, he loves risotto. That ain't British.
That's French. That's French as fuck. Or well, Italian probably, huh? Risotto is probably Italian, I would imagine. Mm-hmm. Risotto.
You fucked the risotto.
Well, yeah, he was trained as a French chef. You're right.
It's watery shit.
But he makes like really down home like English cuisine and shit in some of his restaurants. He knows how to cook that like old country British fucking shit. I've watched him go into enough fucking roadside pubs and shit on the original Kitchen Nightmares, which by the way is like an order of magnitude better than the fucking American version. If you've never watched the British version of Kitchen Nightmares, you really should. It's an actual show. Like, he actually goes in and tries to fix the restaurants. It's not just like a big reality TV show thing.
The worst one is Bar Rescue, because then it makes you want to never go to a bar again.
Oh, yeah. They're so fucking gross. Like, the restaurants are gross, too. But yeah, you gotta watch that old, the old Gordon Ramsay show. Ramsay yelling at Americans is fun because, like, we're not used to being talked down to like that. Like, you know, there's a whole different culture. You know what I mean? And he loves exploiting that. He loves getting right in an American's face and calling him a filthy fucking pig. Because we're, like, the American character is like, what the fuck did you just say to me? But you're looking at Gordon Ramsay and you know that gets you kicked off the show. So you just gotta be like, yeah, yes, sir. I'm a filthy fucking pig. I'll get it. I'll fix it. Yeah, you'll fix it, you fucking donkey. Instead of fixing it, why don't you get it right the first fucking time?
He's got to be careful with some of his insults. You can't call just anyone an ape.
He doesn't really. Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, back in the day, though, he spreads it liberally. It's not like he just singles out black people with the ape thing, but I do think he's called people fucking monkeys and donkeys and.
He saves it now, I think.
Yeah, I think he's probably a little more careful with the ape. I love it when he kicks them all out. He always has to point at them all. You, and you. Fuck off.
And then some dumbasses when he just sends one out, come back.
Oh, I love the guy that like he'll be like, fuck off, get out of my kitchen. And the guy will like go upstairs and smoke a cigarette and he'll be like, fuck this. Put on his apron and be like, chef, I'm ready to come back. He's like, get the fuck out of here. I fucking kicked you out. Leave, you donkey.
Or making them eat their food.
Oh yeah, that's that. I love when he does that too. He's like, you were gonna serve it to them, you sit down and fucking eat it. Eat all that overcooked salmon. And have like 5 overcooked salmons in front of him. Dude, Gordon Ramsay's the shit. There was only that one time that a dude acted like he was going to swing on Gordon Ramsay. And, like, okay. So, number one, you have to admit two dudes swoop in immediately. Like, the fucking security people are immediately standing by Gordon.
He's
But
worth too much fucking money.
you're right. They're not going to let some dude fucking knock Gordon Ramsay out. But this dude comes up and gets in Gordon's face, and Gordon doesn't even flinch. Like, the dudes that walk in from the side, that's all like insurance for the show. He didn't call them over. Like, Gordon just stands there. And the guy's like in his face, he's like, "You don't talk to me like I'm no bitch." And Gordon's like, "What are you talking about?" The guy's like, "I ain't no punk bitch." And Gordon's just like,
Remember that love letter from that dude that got kicked off the next day?
"Oh yeah." Yeah, the dude that wrote like the love letter to him, and then he got kicked off on the next show.
And then there was Sterling that he just like let go in elimination.
Yeah. There's always a few people that you know are just thrown in for the memes. He didn't prepare at all because he knew that guy wasn't going to do shit. He stood there with his hands very lightly at his sides, and he stared at the guy, and the guy was like, "You want to fucking take this outside?" He's like, "Are you an idiot? You're acting like a fucking moron." The guy goes, "Yeah, whatever." Turns around and throws his apron and trips on a step, and Gordon's like, "Watch that step." "Yeah, watch the step, motherfucker, whatever." Like, leaves.
Or going the wrong way.
Yeah, he's like, "That's the door. Door's the other way." He's a black belt in karate. I mean, that doesn't automatically mean he's going to win a fight.
He's not a huge dude.
He's not, but like I wouldn't walk up and swing on Gordon Ramsay as a dude that, has no fighting experience, you know what I mean? Even if I was like a dude that scrapped every once in a while, I don't think I'd walk up and swing on Gordon Ramsay, especially not with two big old fucking like network goons standing there. But I don't think he needed them network goons. I don't think that guy was going to do fuck all. If he did, he probably would have regretted it. What time is it, babe?
11:30.
Oh, shit. Well, I gotta go soon. I gotta go. I got a GEAUX soon. Time to go. You fucking donkey. You donkey.
Y'all in for a treat on the Patreon.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Doing some patron stuff today.
Something that's been long requested.
Yes. Yes. You have places to go? No, I have work to do. I have content to create. Even as I create content now, it is but a warm-up for the content I will further create today. I have business meetings as well. Interviews, actually. Got a couple of editor interviews.
I feel like you probably meet like 150% more than you create.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to be on the page. Like, you have to, like, the business, the great thing about this business, and one of the things that keeps me interested in it, is we're constantly thinking about how to change it for the better, how to make it new, how to make it fresh, how to keep it fresh for us, how to keep it fresh for the audience. We meet all the time. We have creative meetings on the fly sometimes on days that we're supposed to just be recording. Sometimes a fucking meeting will happen. It just happens that way. You have to talk. Like, if we stop talking as creators, then what we make is going to start really fucking sucking.
That's why all those like podcasts suck, because they just think that they just gotta get on Skype and go.
Well, I won't call out the guys or whatever, but there are some dudes that have this little podcast, and they were asking me for tips. And I asked them, like, well, what are you doing? They sent me a clip of what they're doing. And really what they were doing was, it was just a bunch of buddies, right? And they get on a Skype call together and they joke around with one another. And I was like, okay. Well, I was like, what do you guys do before the show? And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, do you guys meet before the show? Well, I mean, like, we get in the call or whatever together, but, like, yeah, usually everybody shows up and then we just go live. And I was like, no. You guys have meetings outside of show days. Like, do you get together to talk about what the show's about, what you want to do with it? No. And I'm just like, well, there's why you're not getting a lot of views. That's one of the reasons, because as by the seat of your pants as some of our episodes may feel, there's a ton of fucking thought and planning that goes into each one of them.
You probably research like at least 5 hours for each episode.
5 to 6 hours of research per episode, and that's just the prep for the episode. That's just the actual pulling of the information, and some of them are way longer than that. It depends on the fucking episode. But I'd say your average episode, 6 hours of prep work on that. And then you're talking about the overarching meetings that go on where you're constantly inventing new ways of doing things. You're constantly spitballing new ways of doing things. Then there's the business side of things where you've got to do meetings. You've got to talk to accountants, and you've got to talk to lawyers, and you've got to, you know what I mean? There's a lot of shit that goes into running a business. Yep. Thank you, honey. Ooh, I think I... Yep. Podcasts are just interaction simulation. Now they don't even need the pretense of entertainment anymore. That's just completely untrue. If you want people to watch them, like if you don't care whether people watch you or not, then yeah, that's true. But if you want people to actually watch and care about what you're doing, you have to put some love and care into what you're doing. It's just the way it is. I think I'm going to unplug you guys here so I can go warm my buns before I end this. Ugh. Got to get these buns toasted before I go back inside. Ooh, yeah. Oh, toasty buns. Yes. Woo! Lord. Never understood watching Twitch streamers, but to each their own. If you find one that's got a really great personality, it can be a lot of fun. Or if you find one that's quiet, but that they're playing a game at a really high level, that can be fun as well. Like I watched some Twitch streamers that are like variety streamers, and I like them for their personalities. I like finding Twitch streamers that are not like over the top, but that have interesting personalities. And then I like finding Twitch streamers that basically say nothing, but they play the game that they're playing at a really high level. So, but, you know, I guess you got to appreciate video games and shit. Should do a train hobo photo shoot. I should. You're right. Not only games on Twitch. Yeah, that's true. They have a whole IRL Twitch thing now. Whew. God damn. Keep up with the Nintendo Capri Sun at all. I watch his videos still. Not as much as I used to. I watch a couple of different like league people on Twitch. They play League. I don't even play the game, but I used to, so I understand it. And I watch some variety streamers, and I use a lot of them as like background noise while I'm researching or whatever. How many knives do I own? I don't know, dude. Not a lot. Not a lot of knives. Like mostly just knives for like eating and cooking and stuff. I'm about to slip knot on some drums. All right. Well, get out of here, Cynic. Get out of here, you. You have a sword? I do not have a sword. I have a big bat with nails in it, though. I got my zombie defense weapon. Merle Flabbard. I like it. Ducks are all you need for defense. They're fierce. Oh yeah, dude. I wouldn't want to mess with Lord of Duck at all. Pickle alone would destroy you. Pickle the duck alone, if it was just you versus Pickle, would destroy you. Let alone you call in the other troops. You know what I mean? Utter duck destruction. Yeah, dude. I've got a Mexican knife, and I like that, Holmes. I like that. Yeah, you don't fuck with Pickle. True that. I've learned that. Let me take a look at this real quick. Probably cut out of here like I don't know, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that. Ooh, yeah, buns are getting toasty. These buns are getting toasty. My buns are getting right toasted here. Toasting me buns. Toasting me buns, matey. You want to go inside there, Dino? All right. Oh, why didn't you say so? Let me let you inside. There you go. There you go, buddy. Get on in there now. All right. Good for you. Is that an apartment or a house? This is a house. Very strange house, but it is a house. What kind of apartment would I have a burn barrel out back of? Like, what kind of question is that? Oh, yeah, it's my apartment where I have a fucking big old giant yard and a burn barrel. What an apartment. Every day we creep closer to Hagrid, Paul. I mean, I'm there. I'm there. Like Hagrid doesn't have a beard longer than this. It's about this length. He's got the long hair. Like what more metamorphosis can there be? You're a wizard, Harry. I'm a what? A wizard. His beard is a little wider. Well, think about it though, like, right? See, if I teased it out, look at that. Oh, hi, Harry. You're a wizard, all right. The beard is pretty floofy, dude. I keep it smoothed down so that I can have ears. Keep the hair back here so I can have ears, you know. At what age could you first grow a beard? I couldn't grow like what I would call a beard until my 30s. In my 20s, I could grow like a goatee and sideburns and a mustache, but like it wouldn't connect right here. So I'd have this weird like, but it wouldn't come in this full either. So I'd have this weird like gap where my mustache just wouldn't connect with my chin and it looked weird. And so I didn't keep a beard until my 30s. And then when I grew it out, I think it was like 31 when I first decided to grow out a big bushy beard. And I was like, holy shit, I can do a beard now. Cool. And since then, I've pretty much had one. A few fateful occasions has it been shaved off since then. Hey, Paul. Hey, Shabisks. The Belle of Belfast City. The fuck is that, bro? Has anyone ever said you look like Grizzly Adams? Nope, you're the first one, Robin. You're the first one to ever even say that name in my presence, to be honest with you. I've never heard it. Never heard it. You ain't gotta be sorry. It's okay, Jimmy the Reach. Calm your tits there, mate. No harm was done. What would happen if people had claws instead of hands like the Death Stalker? I don't know. Probably a lot of eyeballs would get clawed out accidentally. What is that from? There's like some fucking scene. It's in a movie I just watched. I bet Amelia would remember. Where like somebody's like, oh, I'll go to. Oh, no, it's from Blair Witch 2. It's one of my favorite scenes in Blair Witch 2. So in Blair Witch 2, there's this goth chick. She's dressed like to the nines goth, right? Hot goth chick. She walks into this like podunk like liquor store. There's this bunch of like hillbillies sitting around outside. When she walks up, you know, they're making all kinds of comments like, oh, look, here comes Morticia. And then one of them says to her like, hey there, Vampira. I got something you can suck the blood out of right here. And she looks him right in the face and she goes, oh yeah? Whip it out. And she just like lingers for a second. He's like, and then she just turns around and walks into the store. That's a good little piece of writing right there. That whole scene actually is really good. Hey, Paul, I'm getting tested for COVID today. 2-week vacation if I got it. Well, hopefully that's all it is for you. Dude, I'm telling you, Blair Witch 2 is one of those movies that the first time I saw it, I was like, holy shit, that was dog shit. Because I walked into it with the expectations of the Blair Witch on it. But if you look at it as not a Blair Witch movie, but like a Blair Witch spinoff, which is exactly what it is, like it's got a very loose Blair Witch connection to it. And then the rest of the movie is just a weird supernatural horror kind of film. It's not good. It's not a good movie. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you it's a great film. But are there a bunch of moments in it that are worth seeing, like the one I described? Yes. Like you can tell there's some bits of really good writing. There's some good movie making. But overall, I agree, it's bad. Yeah. It's not a good movie. But there, you know, if you appreciate movie, you'll find little pieces that you probably like. A film only needs to entertain. Agree? Yes. Agreed. Nothing wrong with a schlock movie. You and me both, Pig Poultry. I love me a good old fucking piece of nasty old fucking dirty ass schlock. Opinion on The Land Before Time? Don't even ask me about cartoons, bro. Just don't do it. Like, seriously, bro. You have to appreciate the idea, at least, for the first Blair Witch movie, even though you know it's fake, but it has to have good writing. Well, a lot of the original Blair Witch movie, believe it or not, was loosely scripted. Some of it was very specifically scripted, but some of it was very loosely scripted to allow for improvisational dialogue change, where they were given the idea of the scene before it was shot and given a loose script, but they were encouraged to inhabit the characters and to, you know what I mean? It made it feel very real. It was a brilliant decision. So it really served the movie well. Because a lot of that dialogue really doesn't feel like dialogue at all. Yeah, the Blair Witch, one of the first ARGs. Yeah, really. Crazy smart ad campaign for sure. I was one of the people that got suckered in. I was right in their, target range. Blair started the awful found footage wave, though. Well, there's a lot of great found footage films. I mean, it is overdone, I'll agree. And there's a lot of shit out there, but there's a lot of good found footage films, like Wreck. That's a good example. The Blair Thumb was a good movie. I didn't see The Blair Thumb. Yeah, Cloverfield sucked. Paranormal Activity, the first one was pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. There's no need to front about it. The first one was okay. Not great, but okay. I do like VHS, yes. Another good found footage movie, The Taking of Deborah Logan. That's a pretty good flick. If you like that demon stuff. That's one you probably haven't seen, or maybe haven't heard mentioned before. The Taking of Deborah Logan, dude. Gotta check that shit out. Has you seen The Raid? Yes, I has seen The Raid. Cool choreographed action scenes in The Raid. Was the best version of Windows XP? That shit was stable as fuck and easy to work with. Good old Windows XP, man. Then Windows 7 came along and it started to get shitty. Then we won't even talk about Windows 8. And then they basically skipped Windows 9 and went straight to Windows 10. And now we're just, whatever. Windows 10 is okay. Vista. Oh, God, yeah, Vista. That was Windows 9. You're right. Windows Vista. Oof. No, Windows XP was the shit, dude. Yeah, Vista was what they called 9. Vista was before 7. Oh, okay. I might be wrong then. I remember there was like Windows 98, Windows 95. There was Windows Millennium Edition. I was on that for a while. Windows 2000 ME was the Millennium Edition of Windows 2000. Then there was Windows what came after Windows 2000? Was it XP? I think XP. Yeah, I mean, my first one was probably a really early. I don't remember. Well, yeah, DOS. The first computer that I had basically ran in DOS. Like you had to know the commands and know the file structure and shit, and do all the DOS commands to get your games to run. You put in the floppy disk. Good times. Yeah, DOS is pretty cool. DOS games were cool. All right, I gotta go. I have work to do. I have to go prep for that. Hold on, let me put my uniform on. There we go. All right, I'm ready. I have to go. Bye, guys.